The Jazz McKay Show is made possible by a grant from Hunt's Hog Shop, specializing in Harley-Davidson parts and accessories. Hunt's Hog Shop of Lansing.
Where there's a planet that's small, a flight that's in, a roadhouse on Harrison, and a notion of a condom, broadcasting from the studio of WELM and Continental Cable, it's the Jazz McKay Show. Tonight, join Jazz and his fabulous babes, Shay and Michelle, as they bring you greetings from Pleasantville with Wally Pleasant, the astrologically correct caterwauling of John Stars, and Rich the Happy Cow. Also, more ways to tell if you're related to Jazz McKay, and me, why, I'm Jimmy Tickle. And now, a man who, when he thinks back on all the blessings he's been given in life, and can't think of a single one unless you count that rattlesnake that granted him 3 wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, call the police. It's Jazz McKay!
Well, good evening. It's Tuesday night in East Lansing. If you're watching this on Continental Cable Channel 37, it's Saturday night, and it's a tape-delayed broadcast. It's the Jazz McKay Show. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah?
Come on!
We kind of have a special show planned for you tonight. Oh, by the way, I wanted to let you know that tonight's broadcast, by the way, is endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Much
Come
like
on!
the club, okay? I tell you, I almost didn't make... Anybody in here losing weight right now? I mean, summertime and everything?
Yeah.
I'm going through this weight gain thing. I'm putting it on. Look how tight these jeans are on me, man. I can barely get these things on anymore. It's really... It's not the beer belly. I'm not drinking anymore. Come on.
Yeah, but I think Jazz McKay looks damn good. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, Jimmy.
And I'm not a homosexual.
You know what a tight pair of Levi's and a cheap motel have in common, don't you? No ballroom.
Yeah.
Oh, tough crowd, tough crowd.
You should have seen them at warm-up, man. They were even worse.
What's the difference between a Yugo and Jehovah's Witness? You can close the door on a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
All right, that's getting better. You guys are getting better. And then what we're going to do right now, let me bring over Jimmy Tickle, my co-host. Come on up here, Jimmy. How about an underwhelming response for Jimmy Tickle, folks?
I'm entitled to flip people off.
And our fabulous babes, Shay and Michelle. Come on up, Shay and Michelle. Ladies?
Yeah.
Now, we have a good-sized studio audience in here with us tonight, and for some of you who may not be familiar with this, the reason that we have the fabulous babes on the show is to remain as politically incorrect as possible. They are here to do nothing but look good.
That's right, don't they look good?
And they do, don't they?
Come on, applaud, Heather.
God, don't you wish you were me? Sometimes I do. Also on tonight's show, we have some special stuff with a man who's been here before. Mr. John Stars will be here tonight. Also, the amazing talents of a new talent, actually, here in East Lansing. Rich the Happy Cow is here. And my special guest, Mr. Wally Pleasant, will be here tonight. And we're going to get things underway in just a moment, but first, it's time to play Jazzman Jeopardy!
Da, 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 da,
All right, let me see. I'm going to need somebody to help me with Jazzman Jeopardy. Let's see. Let's take you. Come on up here. Get one of our, let's see. How about you, right here? Come on, come on. Come on, we'll get Phyllis up here to play Jazzman Jeopardy. Now, the way the game works, that's enough, Jimmy. Thank you. Jimmy Tickle, the mouth of confusion. All right, the way this works is the same way it does on Jeopardy on television. I will give you the answer. You must give me the question, okay? The one that buzzes in first will be the winner of tonight's grand prize, which is, of course, $10,000. Yeah. All right. Here it is. Here's answer number 1. Either one of you can chime in here first of all. Okay, here's the answer. Ready? Boys to men. And time's up. Geez, boy, they were so close to the question. The answer, boys to men. The question, what are Cher's and Richard Simmons' sexual preferences? Okay. Okay, we still have time here. Okay, one more time. Let's try another one here. Here's the answer. Timex and Madonna. Time's up. Oh, God, and they were so close, too. Timex and Madonna, the answer to the question. Name 2 things that take a licking. Okay. Come on. $10,000 up for grabs here. Come on. Okay, here's their answer. Ready? The Middle Class and Jennifer Flowers. Time's up. Oh, God, and it was so close, too. The answer, The Middle Class and Jennifer Flowers. The question, name people who have gotten the shaft from Bill Clinton.
Come on, I know you. Come on.
Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Let's try another one here. The answer is spring break. Time's up. Oh, darn, you lose out on the $10,000. The answer, spring break. The question, what happens when Rich Michael sits on the couch?
Yeah!
A round of applause for our contestants tonight. You didn't make the $10,000. Come back next week. Sit down and enjoy the rest of the show. We'll be right back with Rich the Happy Cow after this important word from our sponsor.
Yeah!
Now, I've been reviewing the sales and expected sales charts.
How many times has this happened to you?
Bring them what's actually happened. And I brought them to demonstrate to you. Now, we did good until March. About in there. Now, our actual sales have been really declining as to what we should be receiving. And I'm just not pleased with it at all.
Does this situation look familiar? Then try Depends undergarments for adults. Depends unique design allows snugness and comfort while doing almost any activity, from reading a book to cooking, traveling, playing golf, exercising, or just plain relaxing.
Got it. You've had all these beers and you haven't gone to the bathroom all day.
Depends. The pants you can pee in.
You know, I got to tell you something. I did some research, believe it or not. And sometimes I think people wonder what exactly laughter does for us. A doctor by the name of William Fry from Stanford University. That's in California, by the way. Stanford University professor William Fry says that laughing 100 times a day can give your heart the same workout that you get as if you rode a stationary bike for 15 minutes, folks. Consistent long-term daily ha-ha-has, chuckling and guffaws, about 100 laughs a day can lower blood pressure, heart rate, and then reduce pain and strengthen your immune system. Also cut down on stress-creating hormones. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to try and stress laughter. We want everybody to enjoy tonight. We're not going to be serious. We're going to have a good time. And we're going to start things off. I want to bring up my first guest. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Rich, the Happy Cow. Now, let me tell you how this came to be. Rich, you watched the show, I guess, a couple of times, right?
Oh, I watch it every week.
Every week. Is he a devoted fan? I like this guy.
Avid fan.
Give him some money. Could we give him some money? $10,000. $10,000. And you wrote me a letter.
Yep.
And basically the letter said, Chaz, I want to be on your freaking show. And I couldn't say no. He sent along a tape, and we listened to it, and it's really very funny. How long have you been doing this, and are you from East Lansing? Or
No, I'm originally from Bay City, Michigan. I've been actually performing live for about a year and a half, but I've been writing this stuff since I was in about 10th grade in high school.
So you're basically just a demented kid from way back, huh?
I'm pretty messed up. I used to sing in punk bands, and now I just kind of involved in doing this stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what. You did one song in particular I liked a lot.
Okay.
About my favorite subject, flatulence. Don't you all love to talk about flatulence? Don't you love fart jokes? Is that 7th or 8th grade material, fart jokes? Seventh grade. We've got that cleared. It's 7th grade. You got a song about flatulence. Everybody should have a song about flatulence. I believe I think all of our guests tonight really. Why don't you give us a little treatment of that song? And what is it called?
This is called I've Got Gas, and this is dedicated to my ex-roommate Greg, who now lives in North Carolina, but the song's written about him, but I think we all know somebody who's like this. I woke up this morning and I had gas, but I still had to attend my class. I went up front of the room to talk to my prof, but then bam, I ripped one off. I got gas. Stinks worse than an old pair of shoes, and when I walk by a crowd, all I hear is PU. I got gas. I got gas. I went downtown to a record shop. Everyone was dancing, scoop to wop to bop. You know, they suddenly turned and gave me the evil eye, but I couldn't help it. I let one fly. I got gas. It's just a type of bodily function, but it stinks worse than old episodes of Petticoat Junction. I got gas. I got gas. Now I've been known to belch in a crowded bar. The stench gets really bad when I'm driving in my car, and I've got to laugh because I know that sooner or later I'm going to rip one in a crowded elevator, because I got gas. It's just a type of nose enhancer, but the Surgeon General's determined that my fumes cause cancer. I got gas. I got gas. Now I can eat bean burritos from Taco Bell, but it leaves off a stench that's just straight from hell. And every now and then it's just a little bit of a squeak, but man, whew, them suckers reek. I got gas. And the stench gets really heinous when that little cloud emerges from my anus. I got gas. I got gas. I got gas.
Woo! Excellent. Rich, the happy cow. I got to ask you a question. Where did you get the name Rich the Happy Cow?
My name's Rich, honest. Okay, the happy
We'll
cow.
Forgive you for that.
No relation to Rich Michaels, I understand. No.
Well, he is a very happy cow.
He's too much of a happy cow.
He's just too damn happy, isn't he?
Yeah, well, too much of a cow anyway.
No, but do you come from the Dairyland, or?
Well, no, I kind of live out in a farm area, but the name actually came from when I was a senior in high school. I was voted biggest senior in my senior class, and everybody told me I ate like a cow. And they told me I would be as big as a cow, but happy pretty much just describes the type of music I play. It's supposed to be happy, upbeat, good time type of stuff.
So you don't care if you're a fat pig, by God, you're having a good time.
That's right.
Hell yeah, it doesn't bother me none. Let's bring up our next guest, Mr. Jonathan Stars. Come on up, John. I gotta tell you, I've known John for quite some time. He and I go way back. We were friends. Oh God, how far back? About 8, 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
We've known each other. And see, this is the ironic thing about working in the media. You have this tendency to run into people in one town, and maybe 10 years later, you run into them in another town. Maybe somebody you only knew for a short time. John, I checked out one of John's shows. I believe it was at one of those moose halls. But John is very well known in the lodge industries.
It's true.
Basically because John can't get gigs in clubs because they limit you to 40 minutes on stage.
Yeah, I didn't know.
John's been known to dominate a stage for as long as, what, 3 hours?
3 hours, definitely. I've done
at
3
times.
hours, yeah.
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 The Grateful Dead of novelty music. What are you going to start off with tonight,
Well, I
folks?
was going to do something light to start with.
Something light?
That was heavy. That was great, man. I want to copy that for my shows. All right, I got this one here. I had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. I had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught those chickens right off of their guard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to. Ever since that rooster got into the yard, they're laying eggs now, just like they used to. Ever since that rooster got into the yard. I had a fruit tree, no fruit would it give. I had a fruit tree, no fruit would it give. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught that fruit tree right off of its guard. It's given eggplant now, just like it used to. Ever since that rooster got into the yard. It's given eggplant now, just like it used to. Ever since that rooster got into the yard. I had a moo cow. No disrespect. I had a moo cow. No milk would he give. Well, the he cows don't give? Oh, man, that would explain everything. I thought there were supposed to be 4 of them things hanging down, but there was only that one. But, boy, he sure seemed helpful. Lifted his leg, pointed his hoof, and went, "Moo." I had a moo cow, no milk would she give. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught that moo cow right off of her guard. Ask me how he did it. How did he do it? Somebody put him up to it. She's given eggnog now, just like she used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. She's given eggnog now, just like she used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. I had a gum tree, no gum would it give. I had a gum tree, no gum would it give. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught that gum tree right off of its guard. This is a good one, you're gonna like this. It's given chiclets now, just like it used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. It's given, see, chiclets have that hard shell-like coating. Could somebody explain this stuff to her? She's not going to have a good time with this. I don't know. This is one my old band members used to like. I had a marijuana plant, dude. No leaves would it grow. I had a marijuana plant, dude. No leaves would it grow. One day that rooster got far out, man. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught that marijuana plant right off of its guard. We got chicken pot pie now, just like we used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. We got chicken pot pie now, just like we used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. There was a monastery, everybody sing, no monks would it give. I play dominoes, you play dominoes, we all play dominoes. Not a lot of Catholics out there. There was a monastery, no monks would it give. One day that rooster got into the yard and caught that monastery right off of its guard. It's given friars now, just like it used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. It's given friars now, just like it used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. Okay, last verse. I had an old lethargic rooster. No fun would he have. I had this old one now and couldn't get it up, wouldn't know what to do if he had. Ran around the chicken coop all day long, ran looking at the chickens, trying to remember what it was all about. Should have taken your tall rooster. Ladies, quit pointing at your husband. No fun would he have. One day that young healthy stud of a rooster got into the yard and caught that old lethargic rooster right off of his guard. Walked right up behind him, tapped him on the shoulder, went, puck, 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 big boy. He's laying hens now, just like he used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard. Fuck, he's laying hens now, just like he used to, ever since that rooster got into the yard.
Yeah! Woo! Mr. John Stars, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you're a slicker, boy.
We're going to bring up our next guest in just a moment. Wally Pleasant is here. And how about a round of applause for the guys tonight? And put those hands together one more time for my next guest, Wally Pleasant.
Okay,
yeah!
Come on down, boy. Yeah. All right, however we do that.
Now, interestingly enough, Wally and I met in this very studio on the Mace in Your Face show about a little less than a year ago. I guess it was probably September.
Yeah, I don't live in East Lansing anymore. Is that show still on?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's on just before this one, before Video Underground right here on WELM. For those of you in Continental Cable, of course, you can't see it. But I love that T-shirt, by the way. Check this T-shirt out. This is a great radio station for those of you who ever get the California KUSF. And that's in, actually it's Oakland, isn't it? Or is it San Francisco?
I think it's San Francisco. I think it's University of San Francisco.
That's absolutely. It's a college radio station. I want the Impact people to take a good look at that logo. That's a hell of a goddamn logo, isn't it? For a college radio station. That's a renegade logo for sure.
Yeah.
But we met here, and I did the show on Mason and Face, and I'd never heard of you before, and I watched you, and I was absolutely blown away and became an instant fan. How are things going for you now? What do you...
Well, I was gone for like 2 months, traveling around the country, getting free T-shirts and stuff at radio stations, and I got back, and I just didn't know what to do, so I just started working any job that came my way, and I think I'm going to tour again in the fall.
Yeah.
Travel around and meet a lot of interesting people.
What are you going to start us off with tonight?
Well, I think I'm going to do a song about striving for sort of finding yourself. It's called How I Got Lost on the Road Less Traveled, but then got instant karma on I-96. It's sort of a spoken word thing.
There'll be a test on this, girls.
About a year and a half ago, I realized that my life was meaningless. So I went on a quest to find greater significance in all things. I memorized most of the philosophy books at the local library, and if you wanted to know, I could tell you a lot about morality, ethics, life, and death. Metaphysics was pretty fun, and existentialism gave me the opportunity to think about nothingness instead of not thinking about anything. A friend of mine introduced me to New Age religion, and from this experience I learned that if you spend $50 on magic healing crystals, you won't have any money to buy food that week. I took LSD every night for 2 months, and I became heavily involved in transcendental meditation and low-impact aerobics. One night, after dreaming about drinking hemlock, I convinced myself that I was reincarnated from Socrates. The next morning, I went to a psychic astrologer who told me that I was not reincarnated from Socrates, and that in all my past lives I was just as confused and boring as I am in this one. Learning this information was a real low blow to my search for self-actualization. And as a result, I was depressed, because even though I had tried relentlessly, it still felt like I had not been able to truly gain a higher state of consciousness. At this point, I began dialing 1-900 numbers, listening to all my records backwards, and I ordered The Mysteries of the Unknown from Time Life Books. I was desperate. I even went to church a couple of times, but no matter what I did, I still could not find what the Buddhists call nirvana. Eventually, I became so disgusted that I gave up my search for enlightenment altogether and started spending all my free time watching sports on TV. Instead of reading the works of history's greatest thinkers, I ordered a subscription to Entertainment Weekly. I dropped out of school, got a job as a cashier at 7-Eleven, and for several months I made a point of not thinking about anything profound. But one hot summer night, on the way to work, I was driving near a field where hundreds of fireflies were flying all over the place, and several of these fireflies splattered into my windshield, causing a brilliant glow to emanate. Never before had I seen such beauty, and suddenly, everything was clear to me. It felt like all the gods from every religion ever invented were looking down on me and smiling, because my life was now in harmony with the universe. And it was really cool, too. Though this glow from the firefly guts only lasted several seconds, the memory of this experience is still with me today. Later that night, I tried to explain to my assistant manager at 7-Eleven what had happened to me on the way to work, but she just kind of looked at me like I was crazy. After work, I went home and I wrote this. Kind of a self-help song.
Wally Pleasant! You know, for those of you who like the type of music that you're hearing, for those of you who like the idea of perhaps checking out some of the local music here in town. Now, I saw Wally here. It was 2 Sundays ago, wasn't it?
Right.
At the Small Planet. Or no, wait, that was on a Wednesday night.
It was the Hannibals.
Yeah, you opened for the Hannibals. I believe it was on a Wednesday night. And tremendous response. The Small Planet nightclub, for those of you who don't know, here in East Lansing, is one of the few bars in town that are booking original local musicians. They're not going into Chicago to pull musicians in to the Lansing area. They are looking right here in our own community. We have got some talented people in this town. These are just 3 of them. I saw a band there the other night, and I videotaped them for you, and I want to run that tape for you now. It's a band called Heckle and Jive, and this is a fabulous band who does, I don't know, I'm not going to describe their music. I'm just going to let you watch it right now. If Mr. Magic Mike, if we could run that, please, I would appreciate it. Let's check this out. This is
a little country funk for you. The swamp picture.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Of course, that was Heckle and Jive recorded live at the Small Planet. I noticed something on it. Did you guys notice something on there that looked kind of funny? Jimmy Tickle dancing?
Yeah, that's right. It was outstanding.
That's a style in all its own.
Hey, could we take a look at that one more? I want to make sure that's what I saw, what I think I saw. Let's look over here at this monitor, make sure that is that Jimmy Tickle that we saw dancing like. Yeah, look. Woo! Go, Jimmy, go. Jimmy Tickle is fastly becoming the Denny Terrio of East Lansing, and Jimmy actually had women come up and ask him to dance that night, and that is scary. I gotta tell you. I wanted to talk a little bit about the CDs and cassettes that are available from the guys that are on the panel with us tonight. We have John Stars has a huge selection of cassettes over here. Doing 3-hour shows, how do you have the time to do this many tapes? I don't know. We've got quite a few by John Stars. This is the My Iguana is Possessed by Rich the Happy Cow, and of course the Wally Pleasant CDs, which I guess, did you get those in the store yet again, by the way? You were dropping those off at the warehouse the last time we talked.
Yeah, it's kind of I keep dropping them off. Yeah, the one warehouse on Edgewood.
On Edgewood?
They have like sort of a main office, so they distribute within their stores. Yeah.
Okay, so those are all available there. John, how do we get people get copies of your cassettes?
You have to call me.
They have to call you?
You have to call me, yeah.
scary.
I tried to get them in stores, but they wouldn't take them.
Now, you're in the phone book, too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in the phone book. Just look me up in the phone book, call. Anytime before 11 at night.
I'm seen.
And Rich is working on a CD that should be out here very soon. What is that?
Hopefully by the end of September it'll be out. It's called I've Never Heard of You Either.
Good.
Let's hear another one from Rich the Happy Cow.
This is a song I wrote at the beginning of the summer, and I think Wally can relate to this now because he knows what it's like to be poor too. I've got holes in my pants, my shirts, and my shoes. I've donated so much plasma that I'm shriveled up like a prune. And everyone wonders how I can find so much enjoyment in my leisurely world of unemployment. When it comes to being lazy, I'm a champ. All I have to do is go downtown and collect my food stamps. Who could ask for more? It's fun to be poor. It's fun to be poor. Driving a rusty Ford Pinto really ain't so bad. And I don't mind pushing a shopping cart or collecting pop cans. And I don't have to put up with the everyday stress. I can dress however I want, 'cause there ain't no boss's butt to kiss. Don't care what menial job will hire, 'cause I don't want to pump gas or bag groceries at Myers. A simple life is what I adore, 'cause it's fun to be poor. It's fun to be poor. I don't want to be a cashier or a burger flipper or wear a uniform that's made of polyester. They say I'm a lazy slob, but can't they see that being poor is the only kind of life for me? I don't have any Visa or MasterCard bills, 'cause I do my shopping at Salvation Army and Goodwill. And people tell me that I'm a good-for-nothing lazy bum, 'cause I spend all day watching Three's Company and Sanford and Son. Can't help but enjoy my life of leisure. As long as I get to watch Leave It to Beaver and soon be a part of American folklore. I remember as the only guy in history who thought it was fun to be poor. It's fun to be poor. Now listen, I'm not really worried about this problem of inflation, because the local soup kitchen is my only destination. You'll never see me writing any letters to my president, because I don't care if they raise my taxes or if they raise my rent. And soon it will be known from shore to shining shore, and people will realize that it's fun to be poor.
You have started something with this type of music, I want to tell you. Can you guys do something together? Could we get like an unplugged sort of an MTV kind of jam session thing going here?
Wally can do anything.
Could we do that? Is that can we do that?
He's super Wally.
Okay.
And let's see, we'll get this out of the way for a minute here.
Oh, you need to move that up?
Yeah, oh no, we got it up. We got it high enough there now. Let's see, I want to make sure we got all the parts out.
There was some preparation on tonight's show, believe it or not.
I'll move these this way.
Violating one of my, one of,
Leaving Wally out of this one. I know, he's looking around.
Oh, I can
Wally
see.
was late tonight, so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do occasional backup vocal.
Yes, that's right. Yes, definitely add them in as we go.
oh, what is this? What are we going to do?
Well, there's about 100 versions of it. I collect songs that have been around, you know, and then I grab parts from other things. And I found out there's like at least 4 versions of this song. And the version that I heard, this guy cleaned it up real nice, and he called it Chili in China, although there's some other tremendous versions of this that have nothing to do with
Is this
Chili
a
in China.
flatulent song?
No. Good. That's perfect. That's okay. We didn't think of that. No, this is just a verse to get you to the good stuff.
Okay.
You know? So it goes like this. In China they never eat chili.
Chili?
If you like this verse, well, the next one is words. So waltz me around again, Willie. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Each had $1.25. Jill came down with 2.5. I bet you thought she went up for water. Aye. Now you got one, right?
There once was a man from Sydney who could put it in up to her kidney. But a man from Quebec put it up to her neck. He had a big one, didn't he?
Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog some bread. But when she bent over, she looked good to Rover, so she got bread instead. That's the way to do it.
There once was a man from Connaught whose penis was remarkably short. When he got into bed, his lady friend said, "This isn't a dork, it's a wart."
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick, but Jack should have jumped just a little bit higher. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
An Argentine gaucho named Bruno said, "Screwing is one thing that I do know. All women are fine and sheep are divine, but llamas are numero uno."
Just act as Michael Jackson.
Where the hell? Oh, let's see. One day Little Red Riding Hood sat down to take a rest. The wolf said, "Girl, I'll eat you whole." And Red said, "Be my guest."
In the Garden of Eden lay Adam, complacently stroking his madam. And great was his mirth, for on all of the earth there were only 2 balls and he had them.
I gotta keep playing while I do that part. Tom, the piper's son, stole a pig and away he run, but he'll be miserable for the rest of his life, because the pig he stole is my ex-wife.
Well, here's to the man from Siberia, whose morals were rather inferior. He did to a nun what he should not have done, and now she's a mother superior.
Mary had a brand new watch, she swallowed it one day. So Mary took some castor oil to pass the time away. As the days went by, although she tried, the time it did not pass. So now to see what time it is, you have to look up Mary's aunt. She's got a watch too.
the elevator left our floor, Sue got her breast caught in the door. She yelled a great deal, but had they been real, she'd have yelled considerably more. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye.
Let's see. Mary had a brand new sheep. Mary took her sheep to sleep. The sheep turned out to be a ram. Now Mary has a little lamb. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye.
Well, here's to the man named McSweeney, who spilled gin all over his weenie. So just to be couth, he added vermouth and slipped his girl a martini. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Jack and Jill went up the hill to smoke a little reef. Jack got high and dropped his fly, and Jill said, "Where's the beef?" Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. It's the end of our song, and it's pretty darn long, and oh my gosh, ain't it silly? Yeah. All right.
Very good.
Oh, no, they're all stolen. Everything's stolen.
Everything that John does, he steals.
Everything.
Goes around the comedy.
Yeah, much like the way Tim Barron does his radio show. But anyway, we won't get into that right now. Any request out there?
You're all stars.
What?
Dead rock.
Pubic hair songs.
Pubic hair songs, good. Dead rock. Wait a minute. Here's Wally's. This is Wally's fan club.
Cool.
Right here. And now stand up. Come here. Stand up. What's your look around here? Camera 2. What's your name?
Morgan Taylor.
And Morgan, what would you like to hear?
I Have a Garden.
I Have a Garden by Wally Pleasant.
Good talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We got a request from the studio audience here. I buy my seeds at the Kmart store, and I purchase my dirt in a bag. And I work out in the sun where my beautiful flowers will one day grow. And my dirt is in patterns that I rake with a hoe. And I use my flowers as a centerpiece on my coffee table. And the relaxation helps me cope with problems that make me unstable. And I like to give my vegetables to my neighbors and to my friends. And when my parents come over, the fun never ends, because I've got a garden where my beautiful flowers grow. Yeah, I've got a garden. I just thought that you would like to know that I've got a garden. I was thinking maybe we could do a little audience participation. Perhaps you could help me out with the rhythm section here. Clap, 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 clap. Thanks.
Wally, I'm you.
Well, my neighbors think I'm weird because I crawl in the dirt. But tell you the truth, I think it helps my mind to grow. 'Cause I like the tillin' and I like the seedin', heck. This here place is my very own Garden of Eden. And I kind of like pesticides, though others think that they suck.
Find a beat in there somewhere, Jimmy.
I think it might be me, actually. I have no sense of rhythm.
They're all right. Jimmy's over here.
He's a good dancer, though. I don't understand why. Okay. My neighbors think I'm weird because I crawl in the dirt. But to tell you the truth, I think it helps my mind to grow. I already talked about that. Because I like the tillin', I like the seeding. Heck, this here place is my very own Garden of Eden. Okay, now I kind of like pesticides, though others think that they suck. They just use a little can, I use a small truck. And it kills all the bugs and the small rodents too, but that's okay because I'm a vegetarian. But I really hate it when my plants won't grow, because then I can't enter them in the Better Homes and Gardens vegetable show. But you know, that doesn't happen very much anymore. Nope. Not since I got my Jerry Baker autographed garden weasel. to cultivate my garden to a uniform 2-inch depth. And I also use one blade to handle the hard-to-reach places. And that's a mulch, and that's good for my garden. But it also worked once when a kid rode his bike right through my begonias. He was also cultivated to a uniform 2-inch depth. And that's a flesh wound, and that's good for my garden too. You know, I've got a garden where my beautiful flowers grow. Yeah, I've got a garden. I just thought that you would like to know that I've got a garden. I've got a garden. Well, I've got a garden.
Now, somebody out here requested, was it Dead Rock and Roll Stars, right? I love that. Would you do that for me?
Sure.
Dead Rock and Roll Stars by Wally Pleasant, folks.
Last night I dreamed that all the dead rock and roll stars that I can think of were knocking at my door. There was Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Holly, Janis Joplin, Marvin Gaye, and many more. So I invited them all into my apartment and said, hey guys, make yourselves at home. Elvis came in and said he was hungry. Jim Morrison started writing a poem. Oh, all the dead, bless you, all the dead rock and roll stars were hanging out in my apartment. All the dead rock and roll stars were hanging out in my dream. Well, Keith Moon just started smashing all my stuff. Sid Vicious was sitting in the corner trying to look tough. Eddie Cochran was getting high with Bob Marley. Roy Orbison just pulled in on his Harley from the Hog Shop. What's the name of it? Our sponsor. Hunt's Hog Shop. John Lennon was playing chess with Brian Jones. Karen Carpenter was looking like skin on bones. All the dead rock and roll stars were knocking at my door. All the dead rock and roll stars were knocking down my sense of reality. They said, when you die, you'll never grow old. They'll make a movie about your life, and your records turn gold. So, dying really ain't nothing to fear. In fact, it's the best thing that you can do for your career. Suddenly all the dead rock and roll stars got up and said, Wally, we're sorry, but we can't stay. You see, we're due back in heaven, and we really don't have anything else to say. So as they were walking away into the night, I wasn't feeling quite right. Part of me wanted to cry, and part of me wanted to laugh. Part of me wanted to ask for everybody's autograph. All the dead rock and roll stars were hanging out in my apartment. All the dead rock and roll stars were hanging out on postage stamps. All the dead rock and roll stars were hanging out in unauthorized biographies. All the dead putting records on MCA.
Yeah! Great song. That is a great song. All right, all right. Jimmy wants to hear Iron Man.
Oh, gotta do it.
Jimmy wants to hear. Jimmy's favorite is Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and Iron Man, and now Wally's going to do the Wally Pleasant version of Iron Man, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
For this. Thanks for this opportunity to express myself. Hi, I'm Iron Man. My name's Wally, but my friends call me Iron Man. Iron, very valuable natural resource.
John Stars and I, like I said, we've known each other for quite some time, and we recorded some songs together a while back.
Yeah.
And one of them was, and one of them actually got me in trouble, believe it or not.
No, really?
No, actually, it's funny. His stuff not only got me in trouble, but also Tim Barron when it comes to the Federal Communications Commission. Or the Fascist Communications Commission. The one I want to hear is the one that got me in trouble, the pubic hair song.
Oh, sure.
The pubic hair song, John Stars.
Come on, give it up. See, they don't know it yet. Afterwards, then they know. See, I was having me a burger at a dirty, greasy spoon cafe. I was eating it with relish when a man beside me turned to say, "Hey, what's that pubic hair doing laying on your bun?" I said, "I never saw it sitting there. Are you sure it's really one?" Well, he jumped up on the counter and he said, "Now looky here. I've been all over this country, man, and I've seen pubic hair. I've seen pubic hair, man, whenever I can bear, man. I've even got my share, man, beneath my underwear, man, sticking out here and there, man. I've seen pubic hair. I've seen great ones, straight ones, I'm an interplate ones, long ones, strong ones, little curly blonde ones, dead ones, red ones, laying on the head ones, black ones, brown ones, little dicky down ones, short ones, thick ones, grow 'em on your dick ones, spit ones, stick in your lip ones. I've seen pubic hair, man, whenever I can bear, man. I've even got my share, man, beneath my underwear, man, sticking out here and there, man. I've seen pubic hair. I've seen light ones, tight ones, pull 'em all you might ones, strain ones, stain ones, floating on the grave ones, dirty ones, pretty ones, pull 'em on the hurty ones, lip ones, pit ones, grow 'em on your tit ones, clipper ones, capture your zipper ones, glowing ones, showing ones, flowing ones, golden ones. I've seen pubic hair, man, whenever I can bear, man. I've even got my share, man, beneath my underwear, man, sticking out here and there, man. I've seen pubic hair. I've seen neat ones, petite ones, sticking to the sheet ones, weird ones, queer ones, find 'em in your beer ones, loud ones, proud ones, drop 'em in the crowd ones, dark ones, dyed ones, burger, chicken, fried ones, sour ones, sweet ones, hanging in your teeth ones, flying ones, floating ones, catching 'em in the throat ones. I've seen pubic hair, man, whenever I can bear, man. I've even got my share, man, beneath my underwear, man, sticking out here and there, man. Tooey. I've seen pubic hair.
Yeah! And now, can you believe the FCC found that offensive? We're just about out of time, and I want to thank my guest here tonight, Mr. Wally Pleasant, John Stars, and Rich, the Happy Cow. Give it up for him. Now, before we go, we have to do the ultimate.
The worst.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The rodeo song. Ready? You guys gonna sing with us?
Sure.
Yeah, you all know the rodeo song, right?
Never heard of it, right?
Great, you know the rodeo song, right?
Hey, you know what? I'll add some voices to this one.
Are you?
Okay.
Okay.
This be Willie Nelson, okay? Well, it's 40 below and I don't give a fuck. Out of here in my truck and I'm off to the rodeo. Well, it's element left, element right. Come on, you fucking let me get your right step right. Get off the stage, you goddamn dude, don't you know? You piss me off, a fucking jerk. Get on my nerves, Johnny Cash. Well, here comes Johnny with his pecker in his hand. He's a one-ball man and it's off to the rodeo. Well, it's element left, element right. Come on, you fucking dummy, get your right step right. Get off the stage, you goddamn dude, don't you know? You piss me off, fucking jerk. get on my nerves. I forgot to tell you about this part, but. Be
with us again next week, folks, when it's my birthday show, very special show. We'll have Chuck King, a magician from Connections Comedy Club. Also, some great surprises, possibly assembly required. We'll see you next week on the Jazz McKay Show. Give it up for the guys tonight.
Didn't Crosby, Stills, and Nash do this one? Well, here comes Giles Becker and Zanny's a one-ball man, and it's off to the rodeo. Yeah. Well, it's Alaman left, Alaman right. Come on, you fucking know me, get your right step right. Get off the stage. Goddamn dude, don't you know? Are we off the air? Yes,